Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the light bulb and its simplistic workings. Now, the Edison bulb was the first of its kind using a filament type construction, with the filament using wrapped around many wires and connected to two electrodes as shown right here. With the energy being resisted by the wire being wrapped around, it produced light by basically burning slowly. Now, this is a simple design that was used for many years. Now, as you can see here, you can see the filaments are in fact producing light by slowly burning. Now, this is a simple construction that was used for many years, and as you can see in the next light bulb, it will be shown here. Now, as you can see when I turn it off, the light bulb filaments will slowly dissipate the energy as it is resistive wire. Now, that was the first of its kind. Now let's look at the next generation, the incandescent light bulb. Now this uses a similar construction where the filament is wrapped in a coil and spanned across two electrodes like a spring. Now this uses the same construction as the Edison bulb, just much more compact and much more efficient to produce light. Now you can see the spring in this light bulb, which is quite similar to the one right next to it, as they are essentially the same bulb. One is just frosted to help dissipate light better. Now if you shine the light through the back of it, you can see the wire and the filament running through it. Same as this other bulb. These two are the same. Exactly the same, except for the glass structure. Now if we turn this on, you'll see it is rather bright compared to the Edison bulb. Now if we zoom in and get a better picture on this filament, you can see the coil is brightly burning, similar to the Edison bulb, and is producing light by producing resistance in the wire and heat. And if we turn off the light, you'll see a similar effect as the Edison bulb, just much quicker. Now this light will be the same as well, but you can see it dissipates light differently due to the frosting, and you can see similar construction, exactly the same way light is produced. It's just, well, dispersed better. Now that we've talked about these, let's go on to fluorescent. Now fluorescent bulbs are unique in their construction as they run much cooler and they last much longer. But what makes them different is the shape. Now it uses a similar overall shape to the incandescent bulb, but instead of having a bulbous shape, it has a coil. This is for the gases that fluorescent lights use. Now, fluorescent light uses fluorescent gases, and fluorescent gases need a tube to go through. And as you can see right here, it burns much cleaner, much brighter, using similar energy values. Now, if you look in, you cannot see any filament, and you can see the light is very clean burning throughout, due to the frosting of the glass and, well, the overall better construction. Now if I turn it off, you'll see an immediate change in the light. No overall left energy. Now if we look at both the lights, you can see the electrodes in the bottoms of it. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but if you shine a flashlight through the bottoms of the bulbs, you can see two dark spots. Those are where the gases touch the electrodes and produce the light. Now this light is not as common anymore due to the innovation of LED bulbs. Now LEDs aren't that new, but they have recently become much better, and they are much cooler while producing an extreme amount of light, and you can see the return of the bulbous shape, as many objects are made to take this shape. Now, the bulb is so much better, in fact, that it's actually replaced fluorescent and incandescent bulbs. But incandescent bulbs are still used, and Edison bulbs are used because they are much more stylish than an LED, although they make many LED bulbs in the shape of Edison bulbs, as they are much easier to manipulate. In fact, the screen you're probably watching has an LED bulb. Now these contain many bulbs in them, as example by this flashlight, which is a bit older, but most of these lights contain at least 5 or 6 LEDs, which you cannot see, but if I were to stick this flashlight to the back of the bulb, you can see how the frosted plastic dissipates the light. Now if I turn it on, you'll see the difference. Now this is a white light, which isn't fair, but you can see how much better the light is dissipated by the fact that my camera doesn't immediately fail when recording it. Now you can see the frosting in the glass. You cannot see any filament, but whenever you turn off the light, it is immediate, because this is mostly electrical components, like in your modern computer display or anything. Now, this has been an overview of all the lights. Please give me any suggestions. I know this video is a bit crude, but I like lights, and I hope an example of all these lights and the basic workings of them helps you in the future and your future endeavors. Now, they are all super important. This is all up to preference. I prefer Edison bulbs as they're much cooler and better. Now don't forget to like and subscribe to get that number up. I know we're at 16 now, but this video is old. And hopefully we can get up to like 10 million sometime soon. That would be great. And as always, have a good one, my friends. Now, forgive me for extending the video even longer, but I forgot to mention one thing about LEDs. Now, like all these bulbs, they produce light, but they produce light not through a filament, but through a diode. Now, this is a very modern technology, which is quite fascinating, and I cannot explain in this video. But, you know, I hope you like this video and subscribe.